Have you ever felt like you've walked into a town with a secret? A place where the smiles are a little too bright, the greetings a little too cheerful, and everyone seems to be pretending something? Today we're diving into the strange and unsettling story of Centralia, Pennsylvania, a town that quite literally has a fire burning beneath its streets, a fire that's been raging for over 60 years. But if you were to visit what's left of it, you might feel an eerie sense that the town is trying to forget its own story. It all started back in 1962. A seemingly routine trash fire at the town landfill ignited an exposed seam of anthracite coal in an abandoned mine directly beneath Centralia. At first, nobody thought much of it. They tried to put it out, of course, but the fire was deeper and more stubborn than anyone imagined. It spread through the labyrinth of old mining tunnels, a silent, invisible inferno consuming the very ground the town was built on. For years, life went on, people raised families, went to work, and attended church, all while a subterranean fire smoldered below. But soon the signs became impossible to ignore. Smoke and toxic gases, like carbon monoxide, began seeping up through cracks in the earth, into basements and homes. The ground grew hot to the touch in places. Sinkholes would suddenly appear, swallowing parts of backyards. One of the most famous incidents happened in 1981 when a 12-year-old boy nearly died after a 4-foot-wide, 150-foot-deep sinkhole opened up right under his feet. He was saved only by grabbing onto a tree root. That was the turning point. The federal government finally stepped in, allocating over $40 million to relocate the residents. Most people took the buyout. They packed up their lives, their memories, and left their homes to be demolished one by one. By the 1990s, a town that once had over 1,000 residents was down to just a handful. The government condemned all the properties and even revoked the town's zip code. Officially, Centralia ceased to exist. But here's where the story gets even stranger. A small group of residents refused to leave. They fought eviction notices, clung to their homes, and insisted the danger was exaggerated. To them, this was their home, fire or no fire. They continued to live their lives, surrounded by empty lots and silent streets, in a ghost town of their own making. For decades, they pretended their town wasn't being slowly erased, that the steam rising from the cracked pavement of Route 61, now famously known as the Graffiti Highway before it was buried, wasn't a constant reminder of the inferno below. Visiting Centralia today is a surreal experience. You won't find much. Most of the buildings are gone, reclaimed by nature. What remains are overgrown streets laid out in a grid, a few lonely cemeteries, and the telltale wisps of steam venting from the ground on a cold day. It's a quiet, eerie place. The few remaining residents, now less than a handful, reached an agreement to live out their lives there, but after they're gone, their properties will revert to the state. The final chapter of Centralia will close. It's a powerful and haunting story about community denial and what happens when the very ground beneath our feet becomes our enemy. A town that tried to pretend nothing happened, only to be swallowed by the secret it tried to ignore. What do you think you would have done? Would you have left or stayed? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more strange stories like this one.